Hi everyone, Professor Gustin here. And so here I am. We're still in the syllabus. There's the microbiology online lab syllabus, the Word document, and there's the syllabus in the PDF document. Remember, you'll see this repeatedly in many of these pages that I post two versions of the same document. Just choose the one that works better for you. The editable version that the formatting might change, or the one that you can't edit but the formatting won't change. So pick one or the other. Where I'm going to go is week 1, part 1. And I'm going to go over here. In fact, I'm going to make myself look like a student. There you go. Oh yeah, you know what, we're here. I'll go down here. Notice that there's a calendar of things that are due. That's kind of a nice way to keep track. Here's week 1, part 1. Go back in there. I just switched from instructor view to student view. But here's week 1, part 1, looking like it will look like for you guys. And the video that you're accessing is right here. And so what's going to happen is with each one of these modules, I'm going to post a lab. And the labs have numbers on them just so we can all keep track of them. The first lab you're going to do, I called it Lab 1, and there's the Word version and the PDF version. And what you're going to do is click on one of these, print it out, put it in your 3-ring binder, and as you go through that document, what you're going to notice, in fact, I'll open one up just to show you. You're going to go through that document. Remember, we go here, we go to download, download it, and we can look at it. And so there's that first lab, talks about the objectives, part 1, virtual lab tutorial. Go to this week's Brightspace page module, and you'll find the link to one that says Virtual Lab Tutorial. Right here, once you do that, then you go to part 2, and it asks you to watch a video. And sometimes I made these videos, or sometimes they're videos that I found in other places. So, and the idea is, gives you some information here. Read that information. That's what I want you to know. But I also try to put some questions here that will draw on that video that you watched. Record those answers because, again, this is what you're going to use to study for the lab practical. Again, there's some more answers that you should get from that video. And record your answers here. Then you don't have to go back to that video when you go to study for your lab practical. You just use the handout. Again, here you go. Here's some virtual labs, a virtual lab. And you're going to go back to your Brightspace page, click on the virtual lab, and watch that. This one, I have a couple questions I ask you about the virtual lab. So some of the virtual labs, they're kind of pretty much, telling you some information that's useful to know that maybe is reinforcing another activity, maybe reinforcing that activity. And some of them introduce you to some new information that I have you record. So again, you can review this and study it for your lab practical. Here's the thing on biosafety levels, and sometimes if they're a little bit longer, I try to give you an idea how long it's going to take. But read that, watch the video, answer the questions. And so when you go to study, when you go to take your lab quiz, which we have many weeks, some of the questions on the lab quiz, or most of the questions on the lab quiz, are going to be these exact questions that came off here. So if you have the answers written here, you go to the lab quiz and just write the answers that you figured out. Okay, so answer these and write them there. Same thing with all that. You'll notice that here's a bunch of virtual labs that you're going to do. And this virtual lab, here I give you some just practice on those virtual labs and fill in the answers right there. So for example, let me just show you. It says in degrees Celsius. From doing these virtual labs, you should be able to know what in degrees Celsius normal temperatures are. You should be able to convert liters into milliliters. And these are the kind of things I'm going to ask you to do in the lab quiz and the lab practical. So all these questions are preparing you for that lab quiz and that lab practical. Okay, I'm going to get out of here and go back to let's go back to our week 1, part 1 page. And so there's the lab handouts. Here's the virtual labs that, let me move myself out of the way. Notice these virtual lab sections can collapse. There's all the links to the virtual labs. They have the due dates and the start dates and the end dates. End dates is when the last time you can take it and get any points at all. But you can use this little collapsing arrow to get you through here. And then here I have, here's the lab quiz. And in this one, the quiz, and the link for the lab quiz is right there. This is the one that you're going to take and use your handout to take. Okay, so there's week 1, part 1. If you referred back to your syllabus, remember that this is the stuff that's due May 30th at 11:59 p.m. Okay, good luck getting started. After this, just start following through your syllabus and notice what's open as the week goes on. So the next thing that will be open is week 1, part 2, and you'll have that due on Sunday. So from this point on, you just start following through that. Good luck. Let me know if you have any questions.